Loud. Okay. Good evening, everyone, for the third time. Today we have someone super special to all of us. I believe, my dog. I believe she's everyone's upline. I'm not sure where this call got shared, but all of our uplines. She is an over $10 million earner and someone who came into our business and literally took it by storm. She started when the company was already at 3 years in and said, I'm going to be number one. And she's been number one ever since. So, Jackie, I want you to do all the talking, please.
Perfect. Well, if we haven't met, I'm Jacqueline Goldrich. I'm a senior executive director, and I am part of your upline. So I just want to say I'm always here to help you in any way that I possibly can. So let's bring it all the way back. I feel like I'm just gonna shoot you guys straight. Like, I don't come from money. I've had a job since I was 14 years old, like illegally working under the table for cash. And I was just like a little hustler. I just thought that was my way of life, right? And I was okay with that. So all through college, all through high school, I paid for everything myself. So my life was so different from what you guys see currently. And so I grew up in Fort Myers. I'm a 239 girl. And I went to school in University of Tampa. So I bartended and I served my way to pay for my student loans and to pay for my books. So I was going to school during the day and then I was bartending and serving at night. I went to school to be a PA, a physician's assistant. So I was in organic chemistry, all of that. I thought I was going to be a PA. That was set. I was working in different hospitals. I was doing everything. And then I did a career switch to medical sales. One of my regulars at the bar that I was working at was like, screw PA school. I have a better job for you. You can make more money. The red personality in me was like, okay, let me go try this out, because I was working next to PA, seeing their day-to-day life. And I was like, wow, this is a good way of life. You're making six figures, but this might be another potential job for me. So I went into medical sales. I was selling to plastic surgeons, dermatologists, ophthalmologists. I thought my shit was just cool, right? I had everybody's dream job. My friends are telling me that I have their dream job, and I was good at it. I worked my way up to be the number one sales rep. We don't really like go by income earners in corporate, right? And eventually I had like this epiphany. It started not being fun for me. I started wanting more in life. I started looking for marriage. I started thinking about children. I started thinking about traveling. Instagram kind of became popular during college and during this time. And I'm scrolling in my little cubicle and I'm like, how is this bitch on a beach every other day? Like, what does she do for work? Like, who's paying her bills? How does she do it? And I just became very unhappy. And I just remember driving to work with a pit in my stomach every single day. And then it was almost like I'd rather be sick than go to work. And that's when I knew like something needed to change. I was meant for more, and I knew that. And my entrepreneur energy inside of me was like, you need to do something else. And listen, I don't want to offend anybody on this call. Some people are meant to be employees, but I was always like at my cubicle building business plans, being like, okay, I'm going to make this company, I'm going to make that company. But guess what? All these companies, you need hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a company. And that was just something I didn't have, and I didn't want to go to the bank for and ask for a loan. I became actually so unhappy at my medical sales job that I was like, getting very into Pilates. This was 7 years ago. I feel like there's a big Pilates fad right now, but 7 years ago. So I became an instructor. And in my mind, I was like, I'm going to quit my medical sales job. Screw money. Money doesn't make me happy. And I'm just going to be a Pilates instructor. Jesse, my family, everyone thought I was freaking insane. During this time that I'm going through these emotions, feeling this way, my best friend Brittany, who's my upline, her cousin had gotten involved in Monat. And they were like, oh, Jack, it would work wonders for your hair. And I'm like, girl, you and I have very different hair types. Like, she has thin, silky, straight hair. My hair is thick, coarse, dry, frizzy. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, no way is your product's gonna work. I'm on Olaplex, I'm on Pureology, I'm on the best of the best. Like, I swear, guys, always the ones that are the hardest people to get into this business end up being the best in this business. So keep that in mind. And then 6 months went by and they were on top of me, like, do this with me, do this. Like, I'm making some money and I'm like, is this shit real? Like, I had never known about network marketing. Nobody had offered me products. Nobody had asked me to ever join their team. So I'm 27 at the time. Like, what is this? And I remember like looking up network marketing and trying to figure out, like, is this a real job? You know, like, is this real? And, you know, my mom, I have memories going to Mary Kay parties. Did anyone as like a little girl go attend a Mary Kay party? Like, I remember that with going to Mary Kay parties and having little makeup like station and everything. So I always had like this thought that was network marketing, right? Like, and this isn't your grandma's network marketing, right? Oh my God. So yeah, my mom was actually an Arbonne, so, but she was just doing it for the products that she liked. So I never have seen people like actually make money in this. And I was making 6 figures at my medical sales job. So finally I tried the products. Brittany and I went on vacation. We were at the one hotel. I used her products and I was like, okay, my hair dried in 2 seconds. It was so shiny. It was so soft. And I was like, okay, like, I use like Renew and Revitalize conditioner, which Revitalize conditioner is not for my hair type. And I still had like such a crazy transformation. And I was like, wow, this is weird. Okay, this is a product I can get behind, but I'm still not sold on the business and like the team and this and that. I said yes to basically not even knowing what I was getting myself into. But I was very negative. And guys, this took 7 months. And it wasn't Brittany that was following up. It was her cousin. And her cousin was a freaking savage. She would like text me and be like, hey, what happened? Like, I would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sign up when I get home. And she would just send me question marks, like just calling me out on my BS. And I would just do running arounds with her, right? And so finally I said yes. I had enough at my medical sales job. I was like, and guys, the shit that I got from saying yes, like, my mom was like the biggest hater ever. She was like, and again, she was in Arbonne. She's looking at her daughter who has a great 6-figure job, medical sales, has health insurance. And she's like, what are you about to do? And I ended up quitting my medical sales job and doing this like within the same month. Okay. And again, my mom was like, wait, how are you going to pay for health insurance? Like, that was like something she could not get over. And like, my mom is like just stuck in an old time, right? She thinks like an employee. She doesn't think like an entrepreneur, and that's okay. I love her to death, but it's just facts. It's like their generation of thinking too. And so, you know, I remember people being like, well, you're going to have to sell a lot of shampoo to even make a living. And I'm like, yeah, that's like hopefully that happens, you know? So my mom, my friend group was against me. My family was against me. And honestly, I used their shit talking and I used their no's and I used that to fuel my fire to pop off. It took me a month to get over myself first. So I was kind of like in a bit of a shock, like, what did I just do? And I burned all the ships. Like, there's a saying where if you burn the ships, you will take over the island, because you're either going to die or you're going to take over the island. And I burned those ships. I quit my medical sales job the same month. And I said, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to make this work. But it took me a month to even start reaching out to people, to even start, because I had to literally get over my damn self. Because I went from this like medical sales bougie job to, at the time, we had like 3 shampoos and 3 conditioners. So it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't just like glamorous yet. And everybody was on Facebook at the time. Nobody had really taken this to Instagram, and I wasn't on Facebook. I was an Instagram girl at the time. So, my first month, I enrolled 26 people. And it's so funny because the way that I was thinking about it was, okay, if I enroll one person, that's $100. And I need $100 every single day to live. So I was enrolling, like I was looking at sales that way, like, okay, $100. Like one day I would sell 4 people and 4 people would say yes to me. I was on the phone with them constantly. I wasn't even really selling to the products per se yet, but I was trying to hustle that $100 because I didn't know any better, and I burned the ships. And guess what? I didn't have parents that were going to come pay my bills. I had a car payment at the time. I had a mortgage at the time. And so that's kind of what started everything. And guys, those 26 people that said yes to me that month, the majority are still with me to this day. And I posted something on my Instagram story today where, if you guys watch Peaky Blinders, and I'm a big Peaky Blinders fan, but build a team so strong that they don't know who the leader is. And that has been my mindset from day one. I didn't want there to be a head bitch in charge. And so when I enrolled those 26 people, it was us 26 people pitching our strengths together and working together as a true team and as a true family. Our group chat was popping off all day. Like some of my OG girls, guys, some of my millionaires are still on this. Like Pixie is a girl that I'm talking about. She's a leader. She's $1 million earner, Alexandra. But, you know, like we all were like, okay, like, what should we say back to this person? What should we say back to this person? And we were all in the chat like, okay, say this back. Okay, this works. This isn't working. And it worked, guys, because our energy and our mindset, we were so focused on winning. We were so happy. We were so positive that people would try to bring us down and talk shit. And the only thing that it did is fuel our fire. So that was like the worst thing that people could do to us, because we were just in this winning, let's kick ass, let's go through the ranks. Like when I was shooting for MMB, it wasn't just me shooting for MMB. It was me, Alexandra, AJ, Sam. I was shooting to hit MMB, and I ended up hitting MM that month because I had 3 people and myself hit MMB. So my first month was $2,600 in the business. My second month was like $3,400. My third month was like $6,000. My fourth month was like 8, And then my 5th month was 18,000. And for me, that's all we needed to see. Like when it came payday, we would all share like what we were getting for the month. And we would all be freaking out because we were making so much money. We didn't think this was going to happen. And we just like were on just such a high. And it was the most amazing family. We grew our roots so deep at the time. Like Brittany's cousin ended up leaving for another company. I don't even think she's in network marketing now, but she tried taking everybody. She didn't take one person. Like we were just so focused on winning.
Wait, I don't want to interrupt you, but this is kind of going into the first question I had for you.
Okay.
We just tie it in. By the way, guys, she's being so humble. There's a lot of people that are brand new. Like she has completely transformed her life and the life of thousands. And she has the most level 1 millionaires directly to her. She has, I think, like 8 or 9
Yeah.
million-dollar earners direct to her. So the first question is like a leadership question, which you kind of started covering.
Okay.
What is your best tip to grow with your girls? Have your girls grow with you without having to babysit them? Like, how have you been able to grow such a strong team and so many of them be the girls that started with you 6 years ago?
Because I sacrificed. It's guys, like in the beginning, it's so hard to get your business going. Like you might be in this business 3 years in and you haven't hit it. But from like 3 years to 6 months, those 6 months, you could literally hit director and everything that will change for you. And what I realized really quickly and what my leaders, and thank God, realized very quickly is that we had to focus on business. Like we have something really special, guys. This everything at Monate, we are a baby company. This is so ground level. Do not forget that. Like we're not even 10 years in. No other company can say that. Like there are companies that wish they were Monate. And so you have the ticket in your hand right now. You have the lotto ticket in your hand. Do not let go of this lotto ticket. So one, I would say my vision, like, and I'm actually talking about this in a Monate event, but like my vision was so clear about for my team and for the future of Monate that just like bled into my leaders, so they saw the vision too. So we were all able to like sacrifice and get the job done. And I was willing to sacrifice for anybody and everybody. Like if you were my level 7 and you needed to do a potential call, like I was genuinely willing to get on I did this full time. So I'm like, put me to work, get me on the phone with whoever you can get me on the phone with. And we were running calls all day, every day. And guys, we failed. We fucked up a lot in the beginning. Like AJ, like I remember sitting AJ down on a couch in Starbucks and going through her messages of what she was saying to her potential. She'll tell you this too. And I looked at her phone and I gave it back to her and I said, read that out loud. Read that out loud. If somebody messaged you that, would you message them back? So it was a lot of, again, I wasn't the head bitch in charge, but I was like, we were, again, working together. So from a leadership mindset, it was my vision and it was a lot of sacrificing. Like Joe, even you were going to bed, falling asleep, watching training videos. Like you were willing to sacrifice, not go on dates, not go to the movies because you needed to get home because your girl had a potential call. Like I was the yes person. I never said no to a single person. Like I put my Monate business as number 1. And then these next 12 months, I had a conversation with Jesse. My Monate business is number 1 again, because like, I don't know if you guys have been on what Eric Worre's training, but everything is about to change for the industry in this next year. And this next year is either going to make you a lot of money or break you. And I'm here to position us where it's going to make us the most successful girl gang that the industry has ever seen. And I think that we already have accomplished that, but I want you guys to be making six figures every single month. And I'm not happy until you guys are, everybody is making six figures. So
now, Jack, so you've had so much success, but it hasn't always been like steady up. You've had some very hard times in your business.
yeah.
You tell someone that's going now in their business, or that maybe was up here and lost their team, or had a shift downward in their business, what advice would you give them?
For me, it's really easy for me to deal with that because I came from the corporate world. In corporation, guys, like Amazon has down months. You know, Mercedes-Benz has down months. They have quarters where they're hitting positives. So I always look at my Monate business as a true business. And what's so interesting about our jobs too is it's very related to the economy. And the best thing that we positioned ourselves for is that we're recession proof. And I hate to even say this out loud, but in fact, when times get tough for everyone, our business actually starts to grow more. And so I think that we're getting ready for a huge recession. And so I want to build you guys up all as leaders right now. And when you're in a time where you don't feel like you're growing, like for me, when I'm in a time where I don't feel like growing, or not, it's not like I don't feel like growing, I'm not growing, or I'm going through a hard season in business, I just pour myself back into training. Like I might not be in the chats, but right now I'm absorbing everything that Eric Worre is training us. He did a 3-hour training today. I was on that. And I'm never going to come on here and be like, I know everything. I think a lot of top leaders, their egos get in their way. And I've seen it, like, you know, I've seen the judgment of girls be like, how did that leader just like not showing up or doing this or that? But you can talk the talk until it happens to you. And then you're like, oh shit, like I know what they're feeling now. And for me, I had imposter syndrome when I had James. So I had a baby and I took 3 months off. I wasn't present in my chats. I was learning how to be a mother, right? And me coming back into the business, I felt like I couldn't even run a team call. And I know that sounds so crazy for you guys to like look at me and be like, wait, but like this was 2 years ago and I had been in the business for like 3 at the time. So I was like, holy shit, like I have so much anxiety on just hosting a call right now because I feel like I can't. And again, that is so our psyche and that's so our mindset. But obviously I got back into it and obviously I can run team calls and speak to you guys. But I think when you're going through a hard one, I want you guys to all know you're never going to not go through a hard season. So get your big girl panties on and just know you are running a business. You are running an organization and it's impossible to just go up, 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 up. Like go up till you hit senior executive director, but there's only so much you can do, right? So when you're going through a hard season, pour into training again, pretend you're a new girl. And go through the training, and go through the mindset, and go through the personal development, and then recruit 5 people. And guess what? When you help those 5 people start winning, you'll snap out of it so quickly. Because for me, like that's what I have to do to get myself out of like a mindset that I'm in. Once there's nothing that I love more. It's not even a paycheck. I fucking love it when I have made somebody successful. Like, and it's not me making them successful, it's us doing it together, right? So when I can help that girl hit MMP, and I've, found her 2 active lines, and we're winning, right? So I would say that. I would say just know you're never gonna have this like up, because this is a business, and just business is not like that in general. So you have to have that thick skin. And the way that I kind of describe this to my team is this is a roller coaster ride, and you're strapped into the roller coaster, and you're going to go through the highs, and you're going to go through the lows. And the girls that can go through the lows are the ones that deserve the checks at the highs. And if you get off the ride at a low, I promise you, we will make you eat your words, and you're really going to regret it, because there was a time right before COVID that people started getting off the ride, and then COVID hit, and we literally were rich, okay? And so I think about all the people that got off the ride just a few months before COVID hit. And I was just like, oh, they are probably just dying right now. They just missed out on $1 million, like crazy. So I always think about that, guys. This is a roller coaster ride. Strap in, enjoy the highs, enjoy the lows. It's part of your story. It's part of your journey. And you going through the low, you'll be able to better help your own girls who are going through their low, because you'll be able to relate to them. You'll be able to see, like, this girl's going through a hard season. Let me help her. So
Love that. Okay.
Yes, Jack. Okay, go.
So we have 2 more questions that Raquel's gonna ask.
I'm probably like, this bitch doesn't stop talking. I'm sorry.
What everyone wanted to know. So Raquel's gonna give you the last 2 questions.
Okay, so you talked about 2024. You talked about everything that's coming. If right now you had to just go ham in your business, you were like, okay, I'm prepping for a new year. I'm going all in. What would your next like 30 days look like? Like, what would you be doing daily, day in, day out? Like, what would you fill your calendar with? What would be your non-negotiables? Like, lay it out. Like, if right now you had to like build, like hard.
For me right now, I'm trying to make like I know this sounds so freaking lame, but recruit. Like, I would literally be focusing on recruit. Joe ran the blitz call yesterday or the day before. It's all a blur for me. And like, guys, like, even when Eric Worre ran that power hour, I got 2 sales from that. Like, literally 2 sales. And I was like, holy shit. Imagine if all of us just messaged and talked to people, how powerful. It's just a matter of fact that we don't, right? And so seeing how powerful that exercise was, and that was something I did in the beginning. I was like going through my phone book, going through my Facebook messages, and I wasn't, when I pitched the business, you're not going to even know I'm pitching you the business. Like, I'm asking you, like, what's going on with life? How are you? What are you doing these days? Let's go work out. Let's go get a smoothie. And eventually I'm going to get you into my business. Like, end of story. Like, I kind of have that like psychological ninja-ness to me, where you will say yes, because I will connect the dots for you that you're not seeing on why you need to do this business. So recruitment, I'm just so heavy on recruitment. Like, I want a whole new team. Like, I'm burning my ship now. Sorry for all my leaders on this call. Sorry, Joe, but you guys don't exist. My 30 days is for the new blood, the new energy, and the new people that don't know about this opportunity. And I think that there's so much we can do being in the US with the new countries. Like, some of us are sleeping on these new countries. And when I'm looking at these girls, I'm like, holy shit, they remind me of us. when we first joined. So I'm seeing that energy come out of Australia. I'm seeing that energy come out of New Zealand. And I know how powerful that energy is. And I'm like, I need to go get myself one of those girls. So, I don't know if that's the right answer, but recruitment. Like today, some girl asked us about our nails. I'm going to a Barry's workout class with her, and we're gonna get a smoothie. She just moved from Chicago, and she's so cute. She's literally us, and I'm like, ooh, you are the perfect person for us. Let's go. So my next move is I'm burning the ships, I'm burning my team, and I'm starting over. And I don't know if that's offensive. I don't know if that's the right answer, but that is what I'm doing. I'm closing this chapter and I'm starting a new chapter. And that me getting the new chapter starts with me having conversations. The more conversations I have with people, the more people I'm going to get in my business. If I don't have the conversations, they're not going to come into your business. Like, I feel like what happened to us is we were posting Instagram, where we post a reel, we post to Instagram, and we think, okay, our job's done. They're going to reach out to us because that is a really pretty aesthetic reel, and they're going to come to us. We have to stop posting and praying. We have to start reaching out to people. End of story. And that's something that I think Eric Worre also like really solidified in his training too. So, yeah.
So the next question, you're kind of answering it right now, but
Sorry.
I know that you focus more on quality over like quantity, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know who you're talking to, like you just said it. She
Yeah.
would be perfect for my business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where the question was going. Like, how is it that just you, not like other people, how is it that you feel like you attract your quality people? Is it like through your content? Is it talking to people in person? Like, you were kind of going there. But that was the question.
I think that I just have like a knack for like the hustlers, because I truly am a hustler. Like, I know the girls that will put in the work. I know the girls who need this deep down. I know the people who want that successful life, right? There's just like, when I met Jo, like I knew she wanted to be successful. Like, she already had a successful event business, but I knew that she could even be 10 times more successful in this business. And when I can have that, and again, that starts with me having that conversation, right? Like, some of you guys might pitch, and this is totally fine. Some of you guys might pitch like, okay, join my business. This is what I'm doing. And that you guys just go for the jugular and go right for the pitch. And that works for some people. So I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but for me, I like to go on a first date, right? And I that's how I connect the dots. And for me, I'm so good at getting people to say yes to me for this business that in the last year, have been like, no, Jack, she's not going to be good for a market partner. Like, you need to just keep her as a VIP. So like, for me, like, I'll pitch somebody as a VIP, and then as I'm pitching them as a VIP, I'm like, wait, you are going to use these products. Do you just want to make money too? Like, if you're already going to wash your hair with these products, why don't you make money? Like, that was literally something I said to every single person. So even my VIPs, I planted the seed to become a market partner. So they were upgrading like on their first washes, or they were like, yeah, you're right. Like, I do want to make money, but a lot of those people I shouldn't have made a market partner. I should have kept them as a VIP. So I stopped doing that recently, and my VIP game is popping off. My market partner game, not so much, but it's because I'm going back to that quality, right? Like, if the girl's gonna be a hustler, it deep down. Don't stereotype people, like, because I got my heart broken by everybody. Everyone who I thought was gonna be amazing in this business were complete flops. And everyone who I was like, they're not gonna do good in this business at all, they killed it. So don't stereotype people. For all my new girls who are just starting out, we all do it, but it's about knowing who is, like Eric Worre said, who's willing, who's coachable, and who's hungry. And you know what's so funny is I can find the people that are freaking hungry. And I and I said to Ray, we're not hungry, we're starving on stage to his face that the day I got into the $1 Million Club. And that was like the truest thing that I could say. And that was just what blurted out of my mouth at that time. Because we are willing, we are coachable, and we are hungry. And if you find those three people at if you find a recruit that's like a dream market partner right there. Sometimes they'll be willing and maybe not so coachable and maybe a little hungry. But if you find a girl that has all three, she's going to be the next senior executive director. She might be the next top income earner. So it does, I don't hit it on the head every single time finding the best quality people, but I truly feel like I went back to all the people in my entire life who I had busted tables with, who I played sports with, who I ran around my neighborhood with when I was a little girl. And I just know their soul and I know their spirit, and I knew they could dominate in this business. And so I went after those people first. Now, like, I know the girl that I did berries with is going to be a badass. She's running at a 10 at berries. Like, she's as competitive as fuck. Like, the girls who are like, I just know she's good and she's going to be good in business. Like, I guess I have just this knack of like being very observant and everything. And I'm like, oh, she would be really good, you know? So
I feel like, Jack, when you like attract those kind of people, is because you genuinely believe in the success of this company, of yourself, and of them. And the confidence you guys are hearing her speak with right now is the confidence she had like years ago. Today she shared a
yeah.
bit of when she started, and she was nothing, not even a director, and she was speaking the same way. Same thing as me. When I started, I told everyone, I'm going to make $1 million. And that's how you attract those people. So this has been so great. We're just going to leave it off with, what is the one piece of advice you can give to everyone here? The one
Never give up. You never know. One person, the next recruit that comes into your business could change everything about your business and your life. And the only way you can fail in this is by giving up. And like, again, the next 12 months, give this your all. You'll change everything about your family, your kids' life, your parents' life. Like, your dreams come true with this business. All my dreams are coming true. And now the only thing that I want to do is go around like shaking everyone, being like, oh my God, like, this is the most, like, we're so lucky we're born at this time where we can make money from this, millions from this little device. And so stupid and all, but don't give up. Like, if it takes you 7 years to become a millionaire in this business, boo freaking who. You're still a millionaire. You still make more money than my mom made working her whole entire life.
Amen.
And once you make your first million, it's very easy coming up after that. So yeah, that would be what I would.
Freaking go. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get to work. Everyone that's at the top has been putting in the work since day one. Jack, you're an inspo for all of us. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited for these next 12 months.
Me too. Me too. Thank you guys for spending your night with me. I will see you guys later.